Friends, hello, good evening. The day is upon us. Tomorrow, Trump will be inaugurated. He will be our president. The market is closed. The stock market is closed, obviously, but Tuesday the market will be open and it will be a booming. We know that for certain. It is what it is, and that's what's going to happen. So even if there's something bad going on with a stock, particular company, it should have an okay day on Tuesday. Everything will be popping and doing well. The market will be doing well. That's just historically how it goes, and not to mention it's Trump, so things might be a little more chaotic in the market with numbers. Let's talk about particular things here. And one reason why I have Tom Lee on the cover here, the thumbnail, is because Tom Lee is very bullish on the market this year. And, obviously I think most people know who Tom Lee is. If you don't, he is a top analyst, and he's right a lot of the time. He called 2024 he called 2024 here pretty good, and 2025 he's saying he's still bullish from where things look right now. Now obviously there's pushback on that, but I would rather go into the new year, excited and really thinking that we're gonna continue to see good numbers here, because every time there's a new year starts, regardless of a new president, obviously here there's always people that are gonna say like, I'm not gonna push that heavy in the market. And man, year to year, people miss out on opportunities. So I think people should really just focus in on buy good stocks, buy good companies, put your money in there, and don't look back. That's really the main thing you should be doing. Now, these particular stocks that I'm going to talk about are going to be a little different. And before I get into each individual stock here, I do want to preference this with like, hey, these are ones that you really got to think about. And these are ones that you really need to have, escape plan, a profit plan. Even if you want to get mixed in with these three particular stocks that I'm really talking about mainly here, they all bring something different. They're all different, water and wine situation here. And one of them I am pushing into pretty hard here with finances, and one of them that I probably will push more into, start to get back into a position of it. But here we go. Okay, so obviously Trump taking office tomorrow. With that too, let's talk about Fubo. I want to talk about Fubo first. So obviously Fubo. Where do we start here with Fubo? If you don't know, you should know. Bullet point situation here. For over a year, Disney and Fubo were in a huge lawsuit with each other. Okay, I mean it was like big, and it was drowning Fubo stock. It was just drowning Fubo stock. But now, what has happened here? We had a David and Goliath situation. Disney and Fubo came out here and said, hey, we're going to actually work together, okay? And I think what happened here is that, they saw that Fubo wasn't going to back down because they already went to court once, and Fubo won the court hearing, which was crazy. Then, of course, days later, Disney came back out and said, hey, we're going to push this even further. And then they had another court date that was set here later in 2025, I think like October, for them to go to battle again. Now, what was happening is that you had Fubo here, who is bringing out strong numbers, good company, good product, the top of what they're doing. They've got a strong dog in the fight right now, with what they do, with what they, offer people, in the price points of where they are, with the whole thing, the big shallant of channels, and obviously their sport package is what they're known for here. With that, we were expecting this to just like go on. I wasn't. The last few times that I had talked about Fubo, I warned people, and of course people were like, there's everyone different places with Fubo, were different places with Fubo. People were like, Fubo's going to $10 no matter what. And then there's people like me who were like, we've watched this episode, and I think Fubo's going to stay around $1.50 all of 2025 leading up into this court case. Well, now that is not happening, and Disney and Fubo have worked out a deal. Obviously, Disney having Hulu too in their live TV business situation. This is different now. It's a different situation. Now with this, it's hard to say right now where Fubo is going to go, and there are people that are on the fence right now with where this could go. Now, obviously, with Fubo, what have we seen here with Fubo that's been promising with Fubo? Well, Fubo has done good with earnings. It's continued to bring out strong earnings here. with what it offers. Obviously, the last one was okay. It was okay. 2024 was a great year for Fubo financially, and if it wasn't for the whole lawsuit with Disney, it would have been a $5 to $8 stock, probably guaranteed. I mean, that was just the reality of it. But one thing that we are seeing with Fubo, it's growing every year with quarterlies. It's just what it's doing. In Fubo, we do know that the strongest quarterlies that usually come out with it are the ones, the last ones and the beginning ones here for that year. So, the last ones that come out here for ending 2024 Q4 here will be very big. And the ones Q1 of 2025 will be big too. And why is that? Because it's all the sports stuff, football package, NBA, all that kind of stuff. And that's where people are really putting in the money. They're buying Fubo because Fubo has this nice sports package that you can acquire through them. So with that, that's when a lot of people aggressively buy Fubo. And it's the holidays. People are buying stuff. They're wanting, Christmas movies, all that kind of stuff. Right now, where will Fubo land? I think that's a big thing. So when this lawsuit ended and we saw Disney and Fubo were working together, the stock shot up to almost $6. Okay, now we've seen the stock bleed down to under $4. Okay, now obviously this is where the argument comes in, where everyone's on the fence right now, because there's plenty of people on YouTube, there's plenty of people everywhere that are saying Fubo is going to a $10 stock. I think that's a very real possibility, but I think it's more of a real possibility for Fubo to start to bring out bigger numbers here. Okay, there's no doubt that Fubo is bringing in massive amounts of money. Okay, but I do wonder. I think the main thing that we're going to see the issue with right now with Fubo is investor attention. And here's what I mean by that. Fubo, you have a very weird and unique situation. I got to be honest about it, because you have a company that offers this element that is somewhat old, retro. Not a lot of people still do it, but it's still bringing in a massive amount of money. Okay, is the sensation, the hype, the enthusiasm still going to last around Fubo going into 2025 here, where people are excited to get into it? They feel confident about the future of Fubo, about TV. If it wasn't for the sports package with Fubo and sports in general being on these channels, Fubo wouldn't do as well. That's just that I think everyone would agree with that. That's just the bread and butter situation, black and white, of what it is right now. Okay, and that was kind of the lawsuit right there, because Disney was come out and say like, hey, we own Fox, and we're gonna do this package where you get a few channels, but then you get like every sports package with that, and it's like $40. It's half the price of what Fubo charges on a monthly basis, which is like a little under $80, or it was. And of course that's what started the whole lawsuit. What can Fubo sustain investor enthusiasm? Are people going to be patient with Fubo? What more can Fubo do to really hype up their stock, their company? Are they going to keep, doubling, tripling their quarterlies year by year? They could. Looks like they might at this point. That's what they're doing. And obviously, Q1 of 2025 here will really tell us more about that situation. Friends, with Fubo here, I think the main thing right now is just finding trust with investors, finding enthusiasm with investors, because I'm going to be honest right now. There's a lot of AI stocks. There's a lot of stocks in general. AI stocks, these quantum computing stocks right now, they're getting a lot of attention. People right now, and we're going to talk about one, people right now are putting crazy amounts of money in these quantum computing stocks that aren't even bringing in revenue. Like crazy. They're not even meeting quarterlies. They're going below quarterlies. Some of them are massively in debt, but people are shoving money into them right now because quantum computing they're being told, is the next step in artificial intelligence, which I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying what's out there in the ether right now, what's in the zeitgeist of it. And then you have little Fubo here who's like, hey, I'm making money over here. We're doing good. The lawsuit's over. Investors are going, boring. I don't care about that. I'm going to go over here to this $5 AI stock that's getting some attention and that's moving pretty aggressively here. Moving aggressive. They're not doing too well on quarterlies. They have debt, but it's more exciting. And I like this. That's going to be a huge issue for Fubo going into this year. I really do think that. I've seen it so many times in the stock market. Okay, people follow trends in the market. They follow hype. They follow excitement. There's nothing wrong with that. People, you can make money off that stuff. I guess what I'm trying to say is, how fast can Fubo move up into a $10 position here this year with people having patience with it? Okay, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Fubo is making money. Fubo is making money. They've got a great product. Okay, there's no, like, I'm not disagreeing. It's great. I just wonder, like, even with this deal that Disney and them are doing, financially, how does this affect Fubo? They've still got competition in a weird way. Kinda. And how much longer can this go on? I can definitely see Fubo moving into a $5 to $6, $7 range here within the next few months. I think that's very feasible, especially if they nail these next quarterlies to wrap up 2024, which we expect them to do, and then Q1 of 2025 to be really good. They probably will, more than likely. Yeah, Fubo, it'll do well. It'll move up here. It has nothing holding it back at this point. There's no lawsuit. There's no arrow coming down the pipeline here to hit them. They're free. They're good. They can do what they want. It's extreme. It's 100% up to investors at this point. How do they feel about Fubo? Are they willing to give it time? Are they patient enough to stay with Fubo? How do you feel about it? I think that's really what it comes down to, because there's a lot of exciting moves right now in the market, and for people to stay here with Fubo was something that, I'm going to be honest. I'll be honest. A lot of these AI stocks, they're going to roll this year. They are going to roll, and a lot of them and we've already seen this. They don't have to be bringing in they don't have to be meeting expectations on quarterlies. They don't have to have all their debt paid off. They don't have to have massive, deals or, expectations of what's coming. They just move on hype, or maybe they got one little mid-sized deal and they're getting some attention and they're rolling. There's only so many investors in the market, okay? There's only so many investors, okay? That's essentially what I'm. So I think hopefully everybody hears my heart in this. If you're buying Fubo, that's awesome. I don't think it's a bad situation. My only concern is that it's patience. It's patience. Are people willing to put their money in Fubo right now and just let it sit there? And maybe by the end of the year, Fubo will be at $7 to $10 stock, when a lot of these chip stocks, AI stocks this year, even some bank stocks, newer bank stocks, are going to be rolling this year. And they may end the year, something that's $5 right now may end at $15 to $20, just because it's on hype, it's on FOMO, it's rolling. The fundamentals are different, but a lot of people at the end of the day, they're in it for money. But not that I'm going to talk about a quantum computing stock, but anything like D-Wave has been a huge topic, and people are putting massive amount of money into these quantum computing stocks. It's a very real subject, and it's something to be said there that people are just, essentially quantum computing is going to become a huge narrative, whether people want it, like it or not, in the next phase of the market here. It's definitely showing that this is going to be the next big thing with people. And a lot of them, they're not, and some of them are doing well, but it's what we're being told to look at. And it's what investors are putting money into right now with these quantum computing stocks, and that's kind of that's what I'm trying to say right now. Another stock that I get so many comments about this stock, and obviously because of what's happening here with Trump, but one stock in particular here, CORZ, ticker for this one. I don't talk about this stock much just because of it has things to do with crypto, and a lot of people, they don't mix and match stocks and crypto. I don't know why, but this is a company that in the past, it's had some excellent quarterlies as of late. The last quarterly was not great. It was the lowest that they've had in quite a while. Now, the craze that's happening around this stock right now is that obviously Trump is in office. He's here, okay, and Trump is about to sign Bitcoin crypto in general into law. He's about to do things, and he's already said this, that he's going to use crypto. He's almost going to weaponize it. He's going to start making reserves of it, and he's going to do things with that. So, bullet points with this company. What do they do? Mining Bitcoin, essentially. Just it's simple, easy to say it like that. So with this company, the thing is, how much revenue can this company keep bringing in to sustain investors, want and feeding of it, and can it keep pushing into, bigger heights, and what can their future look like? Essentially this company, what we're saying here. So I'm not going to I don't want to spend a lot of time on this stock, but I do want to address it because I have like a day or so ago, I was like, boom, 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 comments, because everyone is so interested in this right now. It's very interesting, 100%. And it's not a company that's done bad. Like the quarterlies have actually been decent. They've been decent. In 2022, it had a really good year. 2024, towards the end of the beginning of 2024, it had a really massive quarterly. And it made a lot of money. But as of late, it hasn't done as well. But still, with the last Q4 to come out here, I think it'll jump back up here, especially with what's been going on. With that, friends, it's a random stock, and and these are, like I said, these are all different stocks that we're talking about right now, different places right now. This company right here, it's very futuristic when you think about buying into it. You have Fubo, who is over here, and they're doing this thing that's been there for a long time, supplying television. and a lot of people go like, that's awesome. Yeah, television is always going to be around. And then there's other people going like, television, I'm not putting a dime in that. And then you look over here, talking about this stock right here, Core. Core, mining for Bitcoin, people go like, well, there's not how much more Bitcoin can be mined into the future. Are they going to do anything else than that? How much money can be pushed into this company? Is there still meat left on the bone? Where's Bitcoin going? Where's crypto going? We're seeing signs right now that it's going somewhere very good, and that's never been before. I'm bullish on crypto, so like, don't think I'm sitting here talking like I have a ton of crypto. I am a supporter, a believer of crypto. I'm drinking the juice on it, 100% have been, but I just don't talk about it a lot on YouTube. I talk about it on TikTok. That's more my station on there. So friends, it's really a situation of where you think and want to be with something like this. Like I said, this isn't a company that's like bringing in terrible. It's like not bringing in money. It's bringing in money. The question is, how much bigger can this company get with this particular situation that they do? So last but not least, we're talking about my baby here, and BBAI, Big Bear AI Holdings. So I don't want to sound like a broken record, but obviously, Big Bear here, this is something that I've been putting money into since, it was $1.90, $2, something like that. And every time it falls down, I'll throw some more money into it. Essentially what I'm doing, as long as this is under $5, I feel comfortable putting money into it and keep building a pretty chunky position here with Big Bear AI, because I do suspect that this company could have a really good year. I really do mean that. Now, obviously, before I say the good stuff, here comes the bad stuff. They have debt. They got a lot of debt. They need to pay it off. Second of all, they need bigger deals. They need more deals. Okay. Third of all, I'm very aware that this company has been around, and all this hype stuff that's been going on with it here as of late could die down, and this could go back down to $1.50. Okay, so this is a play that if you have money and you're willing, you like risk, you like to take chances, this might be for you. Okay, if you're like, I want something solid that's gonna bring me, make me a millionaire into the future, but I want to know it's gonna work, you might want to stop the video right now and just go on, because I can tell you right now, this is a risky play situation. But it could be a lucrative situation too. So one big thing that happened here lately, Big Bear just received this 5-year contract here with the U.S. Army, valued at a little under $200 million. Okay. Now, the new CEO, Kevin here, which he's been a part of Big Bear, but he's just now the CEO. He has ties, friendships with Trump administration. Well, just so happens Trump is in office as of tomorrow. And what do we know that Trump loves to spend money on? Defense. Look at that. Big Bear already having a defense contract with the U.S. Army. We could see more. And here's the thing too, like don't think like, well, how many U.S. contracts could they get? They could get a ton. Talk to Palantir. Palantir gets it seems like every week they're like, we got another U.S. Government contract. That's what Palantir built to have their stock price on, government contracts. So Big Bear, what they offer when it comes to their AI, their tech, it's getting very wanted and needed in that field. Okay. This right here, is a situation where it's growing and it could grow more. So one thing, my main thing with Big Bear here this year is that maybe, just maybe, they could pay off half their debt. They could sustain a $3 to $6 price range all of this year. I would be happy with that. I'm not expecting much here. In that they could maybe lock up another big deal government contract would be great. And on top of that, they could at least hit a quarterly. They could hit a quarterly. That was the big thing too, the bad thing. They haven't been doing well on quarterlies. So that's why I say, like, this may not be for you, okay? This is a risky play, okay? But, there's plenty of stocks that have, done well for people. Things like this where, it looked bad on paper, but, the futuristics of what was coming with the company really changed a lot of things. They hit a quarterly. They got a big deal. They got a lot of hype around them. A lot of hype can do a lot of things with the company. And, having the new CEO, Kevin, here, I would highly suspect that he's going to push these government contracts. These government contracts are so sweet because it's like guaranteed money for the next 5 years, that if they get more of them, plus other just random deals, it just compounds on top of each other. And this is where you really start to see quarterlies get bigger. Expectations of what the stock price could advance to, market cap increasing, and investor confidence with that, and building some hype, what can this be here in the future? What's going to happen here with Big Bear? It's exciting. So, listen, Fubo, I get it. People like it. People don't like it. I get it. I get all kind of comments about it. I like Fubo. I do. Will and by the way, like, I don't think I said this, but like, I was in Fubo for a long time and I sold out of it, made a little bit of money, not much. I was just glad to get out of it. And that was right before, like, it got worse. It got better, then it got worse. It was like bad, good, worse. Okay, that's how the lawsuit went. And when I got out of it, it was because they were going right back into courts. I was like, oh, heck no, I'm not having my money tied up here for another year. Now things might change, but I would suspect that we could see a little more sell-off with Fubo if these next quarterlies do not deliver. But we're kind of suspicious that they should do well. When it comes to core, it's totally up to you guys. I'm not in it, so I'm just talking about it. It's just not my thing right now. It's just not my thing. I'm being totally honest with you. But I am watching it. It is on my watch list, and I watch it every day. It's a very interesting stock concept to me. If they can get back up into at least 150 million to 200 million with quarterlies, I think that's going to be a telltale sign, like, okay, they can sustain what's coming here with them stock price wise. And then Big Bear is my ace up my sleeve. That's what I'm hoping for this year to be my big ticket winner, along with some other things too. But Big Bear is a huge underdog right now, but I'm suspicious that it could have a really good year this year. That's what I'm hoping for. Friends, tomorrow's the big day. I do wish all of you best of luck when the market opens back up on Tuesday. And we'll talk again tomorrow. It's exciting time. Friends, take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.